So we're on the road again here, leaving milepost 46 behind, plugging through my good friend here, the ballast, going through another cut here. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see with the sun. Just keeping our eyes out in case we on the previous section on the east side of Kinghorn Road, there's a couple telegraph poles that were still standing. I was trying to keep my eyes out to see if I saw anything on this side, but didn't notice them. Sometimes they're hard to spot, right? Like sometimes you won't see them one direction, you'll see them the other direction. We'll watch our speed here. Don't want to poop out the dog. I was contemplating taking the trailer, but then I was just like I said, we're planning to do a hike tomorrow. The weather cooperates. It's a short one near Beardmore. So we'll try to watch how much wear and tear goes on her paws in particular. Oh my God. Why was it like not this bad on the other way? I didn't notice this. So a little bit of rock work here, just a tiny little bit, maybe about 4 feet high. I don't know, again, how well you can see that since it is on the south side. There's a couple other rock cuts that I sort of pre-recorded when it was cloudier, so you could sort of see them better. This was not a particularly big one. You see a little bit of rock work on the north side as well. So I didn't bother doing this one. So you can see it gets a little bit bigger here on the north side, probably about 5 feet. You can see the nature of the rock too. It all kind of very shale-like. It's all kind of coming apart. Always got to check and make sure Luna's okay. So here you can see we're coming alongside looks like a swamp, but I think it's part of a lake. And I think this is all kind of part of the river that we crossed earlier, the branch of the river that we crossed earlier that feeds into Partridge Lake and the Namewaminikan. Now what's interesting about this, so down here there's a metal culvert I think we looked, I couldn't read the mileage on it, but we go over here and there's one up ahead that does this too. You can actually see the drainage work that they did. So, I mean, in nature, you don't see any symmetry like this, right? So you basically see this ditch, which is coming across and it just flows completely straight. And there's another one just up ahead that does the same thing. And again, so this was man-made, right? Nothing natural does that in a completely straight line. Don't know where that next ditch is. Maybe it's obscured by the trees. Oh. I think you can see this ditching work here too. All right. Oh man, ballast. So this is our first Kinghorn hike of the year. I've been doing some other hikes. Oh, here you can see some ties. So you can see here, and one's under Luna's paw there. I've been doing some hikes on another abandoned line or old railway line in the area. This one's the west of Thunder Bay. That's the Graham Subdivision. So that used to be part of the Grand Trunk Pacific NTR system. And you don't get stuff like this. It's been so pounded flat over the years. Yeah, there's the ditch. So there you can see that very symmetrical ditch that's been dug. And so there's probably, I don't see a culvert here. Okay, let's zip you ahead. Speaking of culverts, we've got one coming up ahead. Enjoy the view here of spring in northwestern Ontario in Greenstone. There's another tie. This one's actually pretty decent sized. There's a tie. There's a tie. There's one right up here. There's one right here. Okay, so we're coming up to our next point of interest here. Very beautiful area here with all the jack pines growing up beside the grade. Tie plate there. Oh. So we're gonna hold up here momentarily. We've got another culvert that we're going to take a look at. I think we need to do a battery change too in the camera. Okay, so got a concrete culvert. There's a marker on here, of course can't read it. So let's hop down and go have a look at that. All right, so we're just down below the grade, which is like a foot or two above us. So here you can see this very large diameter culvert. I think it's a 5 or 6 footer. I don't know what the dog's doing. I don't want her to fall in the culvert here. You can see despite the best efforts of the beaver, the water is still flowing through the culvert. It looks okay. It actually looks in pretty good shape. It looks pretty straight and true. Obviously what has happened is someone or something has broken the dam here, because otherwise the water would be all plugged up. I noticed since the last time we were here, this pond here, this swamp is much lower than it was back 3 years ago. Wow, it's been a long time. All right, so unfortunately, we can't really get a great view of the north side of the culvert here, just simply because there is nowhere to have a look. So this is obviously the outlet side. You can see the current flowing that way to the north. If we come this way, we come right on top of the culvert. You can kind of see it just a tiny bit better. Okay, so let's hop back up on the grade here and just keep working our way west.